Okay, the first step is going to be to measure out 120 grams of apricot preserves. Once you have that, you're going to add the cognac. I'm actually using a cognac from Moldavia, but you can use any cognac. Don't use too cheap a one. And I'm going to bring up this. A little bit more. So I've got 120 grams of cognac. Now I'm going to use a vodka. This is a imported vodka from Eastern Europe, and I'm going to add $60 mils. Okay, this is our base. We have a very tight fitting lid that has a seal on it that's going to go on this, and that's going to allow us to shake this together, shake the ingredients together without any of it leaking out. Once this is sufficiently mixed, then it needs to be passed through a strainer. Sieve off the solid apricot fragment. Press down on the last of the solids to get as much as you can out of there. And you can use these cognac and vodka soaked apricot fragments if you're making bread pudding or fruit pie or something, but there's no use for them anymore in this drink, so you can eat them or discard them, whatever you like. This is the liquid that we need for them. Now I've got a pan that we're going to heat up. There's nothing in it at all. I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of sugar, and we're going to bring this to a caramel stage. Overheat. It will melt and it will slowly turn pale orange. At that point we're going to use it. Meanwhile, while that's heating up, I've got a grater here, and I'm going to pull all of the zest off of a single large orange. And actually I'm just going to keep it in the back of the grater there until I'm ready for it. This just takes a few minutes. Just make sure you get all of the zest and none of the pith. You don't want the white part that's underneath the top layer of zest. You only want the orange, the bright orange part. Already got. And when you're done, this is what you've got. You've got all of the zest just at the end of the grater, ready to go. The sugar in the pan is starting to melt. You need to get it completely melted before you proceed. You don't want any white crystals of sugar left in there. It won't take long. When it's completely melted, you're going to move it off of the heat, and you're going to add that orange zest in there. And start cooking it with the residual heat of that hot caramel. And also you're going to add a piece of star anise. Now, there's no heat directly under the pan right now, but obviously it's very hot. That melted sugar is extremely hot. This is going to caramelize that orange skin a bit. When that's done, we're going to take the liquid that we had and add it back in. I'm going to add about half of it first. And I'm going to return it to the heat. Only the heat's a little bit lower now than it was, and this sticky glob of a mess here of caramel has to get dissolved in there. So we got to heat this up enough to dissolve that until it's a smooth consistency. It'll take a few minutes. After it comes to a boil, you've got as much of that dissolved as you can. You have the rest of this apricot cognac and vodka solution. That's going to cool it off a little bit, of course. You're going to get it back up to a boil again. And then you're going to pass it through a filter again. You're going to pass it through another strainer in order to strain off any of the bits of orange and, of course, the star anise that's been left. And this is what you're going to end up with. The solution that's in here is your final product, and that has to cool off. You can pass it through a finer mesh sieve.
you.